Well, our next to the last speaker is the co-organizer of this event. He's been a great guy to work with. It's Fred Sauer, because Ed said he was a PhD in some sort of microbiology sort of thing, and so he gets into the minutia. But he's a great guy, he's a great conservative, he's been a great collaborator. Welcome him by shouting, "Show me the bill!" Show me the bill!
What a great crowd. Thank you, guys. Let's hear it for you. Woo! I want to thank Carl for helping us to organize. Great job, Carl, and Patients First and Americans for Prosperity. I want to thank the sound gentleman. That's Jeff. Let's give Jeff a round of applause. Woo! I want to thank all our speakers. Thank you, speakers. I want to thank our security. That's Fred up there watching us, making sure no one's going crazy. I just want to give a few facts that address some of the arguments for nationalized health care. The first is that it will be cheaper, that it will cut costs. Now, we've heard about Medicare, which is a government-run system that covers 50 million Americans. It's funded by payroll taxes on 150 million working Americans. So let's look at the history of spending by Medicare. In the last 40 years, real wages, the median wage, has increased by 5-fold. That's pretty good. The spending on Medicare in the same period has increased 72-fold. Wow. So somehow, by adding another 250 million people to the system, we're going to cut costs. Right. We heard earlier the unfunded liability for Medicare is, they said 34, they said 38, I read 34 trillion with a T dollars. How much is that? Well, if we took all the wealth of the United States, everyone's house, everyone's checking account, everyone's savings account, everyone's CDs, everyone's 401k, everyone's IRA, everyone's stock, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, it's worth $50 trillion. So the unfunded liability for Medicare, one government cost-effective program, is 2/3 of all the wealth of the United States of America. Wow. By the way, if you add in Medicaid and Social Security, the unfunded liability is $100 trillion. So if we sold everything that we have, we still couldn't pay for it. This is government at work. So the idea that government care will be cheaper is absurd. The next argument is, well, we're going to improve the quality of care. So I have an article from the Wall Street Journal that came out on July 7th. And they're talking about another government-run system in Britain. And apparently in Britain they have something called the National Institute for Health and Clinical Excellence, or NICE, N-I-C-E. That's Orwellian. Well, NICE determines all the procedures that you can have in Britain and the government-run system. So in March, this is reading directly from the article, NICE ruled against the use of two drugs, lapitinib and Sutent, that prolong the life of those with certain forms of breast and stomach cancer. Sutent's been available in the United States as standard of care for many cancers for 5 years. In Britain, you cannot have it. This followed on a 2008 ruling against drugs, including Sutent, that would help terminally ill kidney cancer patients. In 2007, NICE restricted access to two drugs for macular degeneration, which is a cause of blindness. The drug Macugen was blocked outright. The other, Lucentis, was limited to a particular category of individuals with the disease, restricting it to about 1 of 5 sufferers. Even then, the drug was only approved for use in one eye, meaning those lucky enough to get it would still go blind in the other eye. Wow. There's more. NICE has limited the use of Alzheimer's drugs, including Aricept, for patients in early stages of the disease. Doctors in Britain had argued vociferously that the most effective way to slow the progress of the disease was to give drugs at the first sign of the symptoms. NICE ruled against the drugs. And it goes on and on. NICE does not allow the use of Avonex, which is the leading drug for multiple sclerosis. It's been available in the United States for more than 10 years. Can't get it in Britain. Et cetera, et cetera. So it goes on and on. The point is, when government runs things, expenses soar and quality craters. When the private sector runs things, amen. When the private sector is free to run things, everyone competes, cost goes down, and quality goes up. So the question is, it's so obvious that government-run healthcare would be a disaster. It is all the world. So the question is, why are they so eager to thrust it on us? So much so that they're trying to trick us, saying it's the, quote, public option. The government's just going to compete with everyone else. They're going to use the taxpayer money to put everyone else out of business. The answer is power and control. My friends, we live in a great nation. Amen. God bless the United States of America. We are the only nation founded on the principles of the Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that we are created with certain inalienable rights, amongst them life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And in order to institute these rights, or to protect these rights, governments are instituted among men. There's a beautiful theme to this. First is that our rights don't come from the state, from other people. They come from God. We have the inalienable rights of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness from God. And the state is not our ruler, but our servant. The state is instituted by the people to secure their rights. My fellow Americans, we are facing, I believe, perhaps the greatest crisis in our nation's history today. Because Washington and the political culture is filled with men and women who do not believe this. They reject, by their words and actions we know to be true, they reject the concept that we were endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. They desire power. They want to control. They want to rule. Are we going to let them do that? No! So what do we need to do? Every single person here, what a great crowd. It's so pleasing to see this. I have to tell you, we had a meeting to organize this literally 9 days ago. And to see hundreds of people out here, fantastic. Everyone is necessary. Everyone must contribute. You guys are activated because you're here. You need to talk to the people who are a little bit less activated and get them activated. And I am very, very hopeful. America, with God's grace, will defeat the effort to impose socialism on our nation. So long as all of us get activated. And now Carl is going to give us a quick step that we can do. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks, Fred. All right.